you, and I want you. And you are locked on VOP TV. Don't go nowhere. This is where the juice is. This is where all you need for entertainment, politics, movies, and whatnot.
And keep watching VOP TV. So keep it locked, because I'm locked already, man, and it's money back guarantee. So you're gonna have a good time, because I do.
And please keep watching VOP TV.
I want to actually, I beg you, subscribe, watch it. If not, whatever you see, you better not touch that guy, because VOP is the plot.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
My name is Made Kuti and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV, now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
All right, welcome to another historic edition of the Locker Room. Thank God it's Friday. I am Jerry Apeleohai, and we've got a thrilling show for you today as we have loads of action to talk about in the exciting world of football. The weekend is upon us, and there's so much to talk about. Will Arsenal conquer their fears as they take on Tottenham in a London derby? It's going to be a lot to look forward to this weekend as Manchester City also take on Newcastle United. Of course, so much to talk about. Don't forget, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you never get to miss an episode of The Locker Room and all our sister programs. And of course, you can also catch us on Facebook. We're also on TikTok and on Instagram, right, at VOP TV Live and at VOP TV Plus on YouTube. Also, drop your comments on the comment section. We'll be taking them as the show progresses. And of course, your feedback is very, very important to us. And of course, Afeez is back with us, the Algerian himself. I don't know where he stands today. He's gradually coming back to Nigeria. Anyway, it's great to have you join us. So much to talk about.
All right. Good evening, Jerry, and good evening to the viewers out there. Well, I remember my humble self. I don't know if you call me Algerian, you are not wrong. If you call me Nigerian, well, I am Nigerian, to be honest. But if you want me to represent Algeria, then you know what to do. But of course, there's a lot to talk about. And of course, Arsenal, they are the focal points. I mean, it's looking like the title race is not for everybody at this point because, sometimes you just need that mental fortitude, to be able to win the race eventually at the end of the day. But Arsenal, that was a game they should have, handled even much more better. Wolves were there for the taking as the bottom team in the Premier League, but unfortunately Arsenal couldn't keep up with that. But they are looking into this weekend up against Tottenham Hotspur, North London derby, one of the biggest derbies in English football. A derby in the particular stadium that they've handled like three seasons ago. For 3 seasons now, they've been winning there. Hopefully, they want to do that for the 4th season running. But Tottenham, of course, have a new manager, Igor Tudor. Maybe they might be having a new manager bounce, but they've been suffering with injuries themselves, and they're in a very, very, very bad state, bad position in the Premier League. So it's going to be a tough match. It's not going to be like a rollover for Arsenal, because especially that they can't roll over teams like Brentford and Wolves. This one will be much more harder for them. But of course, if they have that mental fortitude to be able to beat Tottenham and go on to win the trophy at the end of the day, at the end of this season, well, it's all up on them. And let's see what Mikel Arteta and his boys will do this season.
All right, a lot to look forward to. And of course, since the Super Eagles coaching situation has become an issue, a lot of permutations about Eric Chelle's situation has become a focal talking point. And with recent updates, the United States-based Nigerian coach talking about Michael Essien. Let's not forget, he applied for this job before.
Yeah.
That was where the job was thrown open on social media.
Yeah.
And of course, the man is reportedly the favorite to be handed the Super Eagles job in the event that the present coach of the team, Eric Chelle, leaves his post. And Chelle is locked in contract talks with the Nigerian Football Federation on a new deal with 1 year left to run on his current deal as coach of the senior national team of Nigeria. And the coach who led Nigeria to a 3rd place finish at the AFCON, playing an impressive brand of football, is a prime target of Angola after the departure of their coach following a poor campaign at the AFCON. And talks with Chelle isn't going as smooth as expected, largely due to the fact that the coach switched to a new agent who is reportedly behind the offer from Angola. And sources at the NFF say in the event that he decided to walk away from his contract, US-based Essien, who was in the running before Chelle was appointed as a favorite for the job, a former under-23 international for Nigeria. He has worked in a lot of positions in America, starting with the Tulsa FC, where he moved from academy director role to becoming the head coach. His job earned him a job with the under-16 team of the USA, from where he stepped up to the under-19, under-20 as head coach last year. He is presently the assistant coach of Major League Soccer side Nashville SC. All right, the man has cut his ropes out there in the United States, but I don't know how competitive American soccer is, because African football and so on and so forth, though they say soccer is almost the same thing everywhere, but of course, we know there's a difference between coaching African football and coaching European football. Now we're even talking about somebody who has mostly done his coaching in the United States of America, which is not a footballing nation. What do you think about that?
Well, for me, I think this story, well, good one for Essien, at least trying to, put up himself for the job. Like you said, he has applied before, but I feel like this is coming after the 19 points wish list by Eric Chelle for the new contract that he has presented to the NFF that they subsequently rejected. I think is opening up a bit of can worms now. And that's why they are saying that, look, we can't agree to your terms. And in fact, if you want to leave, or if you want another club, or let me say if a club comes to buy you out of your current contract, they will be looking, definitely they will have to be looking for replacements. But my thing is, I don't know if Insane is the way to go right now at this point. I don't think, well, much respect to him, but we have to put it into consideration that he is the assistant coach of a certain football club. It's like the NFF wants to go the Arsenal route now, to go and get an assistant coach of a club to come and be, the manager of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, manager of the national team. Club football and national team football, we know that it's different. You are at the club, you have players you see week in, week out. You know the weaknesses of these players. You have a collection of players around you. Okay, fine, you have access to also the youth team, but in the national team, where for like 4 to 5 months you might not even have anything you are doing. So will you also be going out to scout and all of that? And now, what is Insane also bringing? If he wants to, get into contract talks with the NFF, he has to also bring his terms. I'm sure he must have seen what Éric has also submitted, and for the NFF as well. This is really, really bad. It's really, really bad and indicting. I mean, this man, we've seen, I'm talking about Éric now. We've seen what he has done with the Super Eagles of Nigeria since he came in. The players have, also taken to him, and he wants to stay with the job. But he's trying to let you know, he's trying to put you right on what you've been getting wrong over the years. Provide this for me. Provide, internet provision. Give me internet provision. Give me GPS. Provide a flight for my family, and my children. It's just letting you know that I don't want interference, into selection of my players. Let me have access to the youth teams. Let me go to the local leagues and go and, watch my players. And he wants to build the national team. I know that some of the demands might seem like too much, but if you look at those points, it seems like somebody that actually wants to, stay close with the players. He wants to build this national team, but he knows the NFF too. And that is why he went to get a new agent. And the new agents are also, the agency, they are putting him out there like, look, this is somebody that has done a great job for you when you put him in a line of fire. And now he has demands. So for me, if they want to really prove that there's a strong force, I'm talking about the NFF now, even if they want to let Éric Chelle go, we should be looking at a better manager, a manager with a better profile. What is wrong with Nigerian football? Are they telling me that they cannot afford somebody like a Javier Renat?
Yeah, when it was linked to the Marcel job, I said that they should be looking for a replacement in case, because if you look at Éric Chelle, if a good offer comes, definitely he should be taking it. Yeah. Maiwa is now with us. Maiwa, it's great to have you join us. We all talked about the time when all of us all applied for the Super Eagles show when it was shown open online. Michael Insane also applied. It looks like he's the anointed one to replace Éric Chelle. So that means Nigerians should start preparing for the unforeseen. If anything happens, this man might be the next Super Eagles coach. Hello, Mario, are you with us? All right.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's amazing to be here. I mean, I've not gotten back, NFF has not gotten back to me. I also applied online when they tried to throw it open. I wonder what the criteria is for them to be considering SCN when I'm here and they are not considering me. I also know how to, how to put 11 players together and tell them to run and follow the football. See, the NFF will have their joke. Yeah, the NFF will have their joke. And that's not the honest truth. It shows that you don't know what they're doing. You are replacing, and no disrespect to SCN, he has been able to, Insane rather, he has been able to do so well for himself. That's why he has been able to get to a position of an assistant coach. But an assistant coach for a Super Eagles job, I don't think it's appropriate. That's my number two. What is the profile of this coach? A lot of people might come and say, and come with the argument that, Éric Chelle was an unknown coach. As at when Éric Chelle wanted to take the Nigerian job, if you go and search for Éric Chelle, you only have little information about him. He had less than 30 national team games before he joined Nigeria. However, he has been able to distinguish himself. The national team, they have a direction at the moment. And if you are being honest, his list of demands, yes, apart from the one that is reported that is asking for, which I know the NFL cannot even, cannot even pay. Those that cannot pay $50,000, are they going to be able to pay $1,000? Apart from that, every other demand on that list is reasonable. It's something they should be able to provide for him. Some of the demand is geared towards building our 8th grade team to ensure that, we have a pipeline to the national team. But because we have a joke of an NFF, they will let an Excel go and go and replace him with somebody who is way, way below him in terms of professionalism, in terms of experience. It's also unfortunate that we found ourselves in this situation, and it goes a long way to show that, the reason why we spent 11 months looking for a coach will continue again, because I'm not even 100% sure that the incident that they're talking about will eventually take the job. We knew how many audio coaches they appointed before they went back to Chelle.
Yeah, talking about Insian, and he also played at the under-23. That means he's familiar with what's obtainable here in terms of the culture and the ideology and how things go. Playing on the under-23 level anyway, maybe he was invited based on the fact that as a foreign-based player, maybe at then. And of course, he's still very young. And of course, taking a look at his coaching history, in 2010, 2018, he was Tosa SC Academy Director. And of course, he went on to become the head coach of the side in 2018 to 2022. And from 2022 to 2023, was the USA under-16 head coach. And he moved on to become the USA under-19, under-20 head coach from 2023 to 2024. And of course, at present, he's the current assistant coach of Nashville SC. Okay? And it's been trajectory of all his life being in the US as far as his coaching history is concerned. Yeah. And of course, for those who don't know, that is Michael Insien, not Michael Essien. Some Ghanaians who say it's Michael Essien will want to go for now.
Maybe the one from Timmy.
But it's not Michael Essien, it's Michael Insien. Very familiar with the Michael Essien. Some will confuse him for Michael Essien.
For me, looking at his profile right there, I think maybe 3 years ago, he was under 16 head coach. Just as it's given on the screen now that he was under 16 head coach for USA. I think it might be a great shout for maybe the age grade teams. Even if he wants to do that, he wants to start out in Nigeria. But for the Super Eagles, what is your profile? You are even an assistant manager at a club. What's your style of play? Have you used your style of play to win some certain games before? Are you telling us now we should go back to under 16 games to go and be watching under 16 games that you played for the USA? What is the NFF trying to do here? It's like from one yes man to another one, because obviously he wants to come and represent Nigeria after his exploits in the US. He wants to come and try his hands on Nigeria. But is this the person we should be bringing for the Super Eagles of Nigeria? I don't think so at this point in time. And just like Mayowa said, the NFF has been sleeping, and they're a joke, and they're not even trying to hide it from the whole world that they're a joke of an organization at this point in time. They should be looking at better coaches. Is it the demands of those coaches that is scaring them off? They have the money. We know they have the money that they can pay to these guys.
Who has the money?
Of course they do.
The current coach is being paid by a third party, not by the NFF.
Well, we know the plan behind the Éric Chelle thing, where some people will now come and say, oh, he was supposed to deliver this and deliver that. He can't deliver anything when we know that he was a yes man, just brought, to come and patch up the Super Eagles at that point.
Unfortunately, we are in a situation where the NFF does not have a say on how much they're going to pay the coach. I think the NFF had a say on how much they will pay the coach, or how much they can afford to pay the coach. Yeah. If it's a foreign technical coach, it would have been easy for the NFF. Yeah. But the NFF has taken their responsibilities to somebody. Those who go are boring, goals are sorrowing. So that's it. So it's not a situation where their fate on who is going to coach the Super Eagles is determined on who is going to pay the paymaster, which is a very difficult situation to put yourself.
So if a new coach is coming forward now, they'll have to come and consult the person that is paid before they will look at him and profile him and say, okay, we can pay this one.
Now, you remember how we made illustrations of how you go to the market and they will say, go and price the goods first. And when you get to the market, you now call the buyer and say, I've priced the goods. So
Oh, yeah,
what
send
do you
money.
think? Send
Yeah.
money. So no, that one is too expensive. But you're going to the market, go further, go and check for the cheap
And they
ones.
want to go to the World Cup and win the World Cup.
Which World Cup?
And they want to win the AFCON.
Win.
Like this.
My when it
Essay doesn't even look like somebody that will speak in the dressing room and they will listen
Michael
to him.
Essay is going to be cheap. He's not going to be demanding for $130,000. He might even want to work for 6 months trial.
Okay.
Just give me bonus and allowances.
Is this how they want to continue? You bring one yes man, he will manage to steer the ship, then you bring another one.
Michael Essay knows that it's an opportunity to sell himself. Then when he wins bronze or make it to the semi-final, he will now tell you, I need $130,000 now.
You now want to say, oh, okay, we can't pay that one. Or not we, our
they can't pay that one. They will not say they move to
our
the next.
benefactor cannot pay.
They move to the next agree this year. I think that was what Arsenal was doing one time. As I think I was picking young players who could save face and wait when they have money, they'll sign one or two.
But at least those ones have value.
At least they have value.
Those ones have value when they were being sold. They have value. But what is all this?
We are in a fix, in a messy situation.
Well, it's very simple. As sad as it is, as comedic as it is the honest truth. The same thing, and see, I will not blame an Insane for wanting to take his shot. We employed an Éric that had less than 30 games managing experience for a national team, and we upgraded his CV. In as much as the NFF is a joke, they don't know what they are doing. Any coach, any grade Z coach or any coach that is just starting out his career, a Super Eagles job is a step up for him. If you are able to nail the job and you can perform the way a chair perform, definitely you begin to have leverage to be able to speak. Before anybody contacted Éric was contacted because he was the least least costly coach. If I'll put it that way, it was the least in terms of cost, in terms of demand. And look at what Éric did at the moment. The moment he's able to secure the job, he knew it was an upgrade for him, and he has been able to reshape the Super Eagles such that teams that have qualified for the World Cup are even looking at him to probably bring him, and that becomes a bargaining chip for him. So he knew what he was. He was not stupid when he took the NFF job. I would even bet with you that probably maybe he had to even lobby himself to get that particular job. Now he has been able to achieve some things. He has been able to build his CV to a certain extent that a top club is looking at him. Now he has leverage to ask for 130,000. The question we should be asking is this: who in the NFF is in charge of putting us in this kind of situation? How long are we going to be doing this? No sensible country that wants to achieve anything in football will be doing it. We allow our team to become a training experience, to become a graduate trainee of sorts for coaches to learn on the job. And when they are better, they dump you and they go for something better. We are supposed to be hiring established coach. I do not understand the reason why we are even going around and looking for coaches who will use Nigeria to better their CV, just like Éric has done. And I'm not blaming Éric, because if I were Éric also, I look at what is going on at the moment. A federation that cannot even meet the obligation of $50,000 every month, I will not stay. A federation that has history of owing people, that has over 30 years experience of owing people money, if I were Éric, I will not stay. So I don't blame Éric. I just blame those running our football, and I hope we are able to get people who are actually passionate about football into the glass house, and not this joke of the politicians that call themselves football administrators.
All right, joke of politicians that call themselves football administrators. That's a difficult situation we find ourselves. And of course, Mayowa has just qualified it for the best of adjective. And now let's talk about the man himself, the man of the moment, Éric Chelle, the head coach of the Super Eagles, will be up for a legal battle if he goes ahead to quit the job in the wake of a fresh new offer from Angola. Chelle is said to have been widely impressed by the latest offer from Angola, even though he still has a year to run on his current deal as coach of the Nigerian team. His former agent will seek legal redress if he goes ahead to accept the proposal from Angola, which he got while they were still working, according to French journalist Romain Molina. NFF however, optimistic that the coach who led the Super Eagles to a bronze medal spot at the last AFCON will commit to a new deal or see out the remaining 1 year. In the event that he decides to leave by terminating his deal, they are going to demand compensation for the remaining 1 year of his deal. Okay? I don't know why the NFF believes. Anyway, it's good. When you are on one side, you want to see it from the positive side, but why not be realistic? Yes, this is a man you are owing salaries, and you want him to stay, you will commit to 1 year. You still want to collect compensation on top of the gbese.
I don't know that they're supposed to even pay him. Why do they like even dragging themselves into legal issues? Every time. You are supposed to be the one to pay. You are owing this person. He can sue you that you are owing him and you are not even fulfilling your part of the contract. Now you want to see compensation.
You want him to stay by force.
And you should not finish the contract. That means you are not prepared for what's coming next. You want him to
finish the contract by force.
Anyone can leave anytime, Jerry. It's a joke on the part of the NFF. Anyone can leave anytime. And as for his former agents, I don't know what they are talking about.
The agent
there must have been a deal.
If he stays and run down his contract, there's a percentage he gets. You know, and then of course there's also a loyalty bonus that goes to the agent.
Yeah.
So that is why he's interested in protecting that he runs down his contract. But he's going to make sure that he's protected. If he's going to terminate his contract, he will want to get a piece of the pie.
But I expect the agents will have been paid off since there's a new agency now in town.
No. I think if there's a new agent, automatic cancellation of contract is automatic as far as agents and coach or player is concerned.
Yeah.
You don't, unless there's a clause, a signed clause that if you are going to cancel, this is the amount you're going to get. But most of the time, players and agents don't sign those kind of contracts. They only sign that contract. Each move I make, as far as money is involved, you get a percentage.
You get your percentage.
But not that I will settle you off after collecting 10% of what.
So maybe that's what's into play.
So the man is protecting his interest, and you don't blame him.
You can't blame him.
But the question is, what's so interesting about Angola that will make Éric Chelle accept an offer to coach the Angola national team?
I know, but I'll let him answer that.
Well, it's very simple. Angola is an oil-rich country like Nigeria. And they don't have history of owing coaches. That's number one. The Angola project, I mean, if you are working and you have 30 years experience, it means you are very grounded in that particular job. And, we can count over the years how many people the NFF has owed and they've not paid.
I like that.
That's the truth. Angola does not have that kind of situation on their hand. And I think Angola is serious about football. And that's the reason why they are looking at Éric Chelle. How many African countries do you see that are owing their coaches the way Nigeria do? I think only very few countries do that. So I think the Angola project is workable, and also the Angola project will probably help him in terms of meeting his demand. I mean, the demand, apart from the monetary aspect, which we know that the NFF can afford, but they will not pay it. And it's even a disgrace that NFF is outsourcing payment of coaches. It doesn't make any sense. No country does that. The list of demand is geared towards developing football, and developing football from the grassroots is what will help your national team, because one of his demand deals with the 8th grade teams, and that is where the pipeline is. When was the last time our own national team produced anybody? The Senegalese, the Moroccans that we are talking about, they have a pipeline that develops young talent. We do not have that. And if you have a coach that is demanding that, that's a coach that has a future, that's emphasized that, this is the path to go. And that's how to develop your team. So I think the Angola project will be less stressful. He will not have to think about where his next meal will come from, because certain people have sat down on his money. Also, you were saying something as regards contract the other time. Yorubas will say, Ipa Olaja, Ipa Ota. You can't force me to buy. You can't force me to sell. Yeah, and there is nowhere in the world an employer cannot force an employee to work. An employee cannot force an employer to employ him. It's as simple as that. Whatever relationship you are enjoying is by mutual consent, is by mutual agreement, and any of the party can terminate it irrespective of whatever the clause is. The NFF coming out to say he will give them compensation when they are owing him does not even make any sense. If he takes Nigeria to task because they are owing him, Nigeria will be in trouble, in big trouble. before Olise started signing teeth with Amadou Pinnick, he was so bitter about $1,000 they were owing him. He said, if you had taken Nigeria FA to CAS, we would have been booted out of the of some World Cup qualifiers. He didn't want to do that because if patriotic Nigeria, according to him. So if HL does that, Nigeria will be in trouble. I think it's better for him to go to Angola. I think the Angola project is way better. It's surrounded with less headache, and there is no bureaucracy around it. It will have the enabling environment to be able to succeed. To be honest with you, the NFF has not created an enabling environment for any coach to succeed, and that's just the honest truth.
Wow. But he's going to be lacking quality of players, and chances of winning trophies are going to be dim, and it's not going to enjoy all the glamour that he gets from coaching the Super Eagles.
Well, which of the trophies did he win with the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
At least there are potentials.
But he has the issue of bringing up players.
At least he won the Unity Cup.
I can say at the African Cup of Nations 2023, he exposed the likes of Amadou Diawara of Mali. He brought in the likes of Nene Douglas. He brought in good players, from Mali that are now being fancied. Nene Douglas is playing for Fenerbahce now. He also, in the Super Eagles job, he also brought in the likes of Benjamin Fredericks. So I believe that if he goes to Angola, there will be players somewhere, somehow, that is going to bring up. He has the issue of bringing up players. And with his attacking style of play, trust me, you won't be surprised if Angola becomes a force in the next 2 or 3 years if they get him. And of course, just like Mayowa said, the project is attractive. There is already, a rumored case of him being offered double of his wages, and they are going to pay. Because just like Mayowa said,
double of his wages, that's $100,000.
Yeah?
That's $100,000.
Yeah, the $100,000. And if you bring that forward for someone who is being owed $50,000 from his past job, he's going to grab it. And he'll be willing to work for you. When you give a coach...
There will be constant electricity and internet.
And there will be GPS.
There will be GPS.
There will be office with AC and all of that.
And
enabling the environment for the coach to work.
With fly first class.
Exactly. When that is all provided and something goes wrong at the end of the day, the coach himself will be able to take full responsibility. What? Because what do you want to lie on? That you already got what you wanted.
Mayowa, I find it indicting that he's making demands of
demands that should have been provided.
Simple as internet. He even wrote it on the demands.
There's no Wi-Fi.
Constant electricity and a good accommodation. And this is supposed to be luxury for a coach of the Super Eagles. These are things that coaches like Thomas Tuchel of England enjoys with the national team. Why is it looking like it's rocket science? And that person who released that demand thought that he was going to do some disservice to Éric Chelle, but it puts
it's exposing the NFF. And again, I think there's Wi-Fi, to be honest, and I'm sorry, NFF. I think there's Wi-Fi in the glass house. Maybe they just cut the one to Chelse's office.
Wow. Wow.
I know. But I mean, I think it's very hilarious. And I'm not surprised. Sorry, I'm digressing a bit. A particular politician said there is no network in some particular areas. That's why they won't sign a particular thing. Sorry, I digress. And we have terrorists in the bush that have internet access. Go figure. It does not make any logical sense. A coach, Nigerian Super Eagles coach, is asking for Wi-Fi. And I'm not trying to advertise any brand because they are not paying us for advert. There's a particular brand that has a mobile Wi-Fi that you can carry on around. The owner owns a big social media. You can carry it all around. They have a mobile plan that you can carry all around.
It's too expensive for the NFF. It's too expensive.
Yeah, that is what those that stay in the bush and ask for ransom, that is what they use. And they are successfully using it and even going on TikTok to show Nigerians how they are enjoying their life inside the bush. And the NFF cannot provide that. It does not make any sense. The same NFF will fly to Paris to go and massage the leg of Moses Simon, and they cannot provide internet access. They cannot provide Wi-Fi. The same NFF will different tester code, carry mosquito, carry everything, and fly abroad. They will go to tournaments that they didn't contribute anything, pack a whole lot of entourage, and be shining their teeth there. And our coach is asking for a decent flight, a decent flight. It's as terrible as that. And that is so shameful that, the NFF can release this kind of demand and say this is what the HL is demanding. And that's the reason why we are not going to give in to this demand. it just shows that the NFF, they are shameless and they are not hiding it. And the annoying part is this: the NFF, they've taken Nigerians for granted so much that they believe they can do anything and they can get away with it. When those that are charged with the responsibility of ensuring that there is integrity, there's accountability in the NFF, are not doing anything. I continue to say it. Where is the audited report of the NFF? Where is it? The NFF is being funded by the federal government. The NFF is being funded by taxpayers' money. The tax you and I pay goes to the NFF. Where is the audited report? Who is giving account? How are they spending the money? The money at the allocation from FIFA. What is the account? We have a lot of corruption driven agencies in Nigeria that will look at people who are corrupt. None of them are doing anything about the NFF. The same people that collected allocation to pay bonuses and allowance they've not paid, and yet players were protesting at the last AFCON, and nobody is going to jail. Well, so they will take it as a joke.
The ones that got money to to build stadiums and they went to build a training ground that even players cannot play on, they are still working about freely.
And they're even saying to come back. Yeah, they're campaigning to come back and saying the current NFF does not know what it's doing. That if they were there, they would have qualified us for World Cup. I don't understand it.
They said they went to convince somebody's dad to bring him to the national team. And they are still working. So many lies. And they are still coming to say they want to bring in somebody.
Mario, talking about lies, former Napoli sport director Mauro Meluso says Nigerian international striker, the original Victor himself, Victor Osimhen, lied about being racially insulted by the club during his time with them. And the Galatasaray forward, in an interview on Tuesday, said the club disparaged him with an insulting video on their TikTok channel after his penalty miss. He also claimed that he was racially insulted and got no support from the club, leading to his exit from the club, initially on loan before signing permanently in the summer. And replying to claims made by the 27-year-old, Meluso said his claims are false and moved on to state his own side of the story and what the club did after the TikTok video incident. And of course, he made mention even that the government had to intervene, that a government representative from Nigeria, that's the first I'm hearing about it. It shows at least they are not sleeping all the time. Anyway.
But they are still sleeping.
The sleeping giants. Anyway, and he said they intervened and they tried to resolve it. They tried to calm Osimhen down. But since then, after that incident, Osimhen was no longer passionate to play for the club side. Of course, you not blame Osimhen, but the video was everywhere. Is it that there's something different about how the racial abuse is?
I mean, what else did you want to prove after putting the coconuts?
I don't know how. They said it was just a.
You can't joke. There's nothing you can.
The explanation is absurd to me. Absurd.
There's nothing you can say. You can't deny that. If the video didn't come out now, if it was like framed or something, we didn't see the video by the official handle. Of the club, SSC Napoli, we will have said maybe it was framed, maybe we even call it maybe artificial intelligence and all of that. Yeah. But this word was handled by the official page, verified page of Napoli. So what else do they want to say?
It was there for long until backlash.
It will break a player. You can't expect a player. If any player that comes back to come and play for your club with his full passion, is strong. What else does he want to do for you? What did he do to warrant that?
They actually said it was a joke.
You can't joke like that.
It was a joke that they didn't expect that Victor Osimhen was going to be that hot. So I don't know. Yeah, they didn't expect him to be that hot. Put it.
They are joking with racism. Are they serious?
I don't know.
And even the mercy of a guy, is he trying to gaslight the whole of Africa or gaslight the world? I don't understand. When the official handle of Napoli posted a racist joke, as he called it, he posted a racist joke, and up to Osimhen left, nobody apologized to him. Nobody.
That's why I fought the loyalties.
None of them apologized to him. Nobody apologized to him. Nobody addressed it. Nobody said anything. And the Melusi is coming out to say Osimhen is lying. It was a joke. I mean, are we all seeing double? We don't know the meaning of racism. And I will not be surprised. It's not the first time that they want to gaslight, the victim into becoming, the offender, the aggressor rather. The case of Vinicius Junior. Everybody was blaming Vinicius Junior because he went to dance, and that's the reason he deserved to be racially abused. The same thing is being said by Melusi right now. That Osimhen is lying is something that all of us could see. I don't understand it, and I hope, and I will not blame Melusi. It's because UEFA has not done enough in terms of copying racism. All this banner of strong racism and the rest of that is just talk and no action. Until real hammers begin to fall, people will be coming out to gaslight and trying to make the victim an aggressor when we are not blind and we can see exactly what happened. I'm really disappointed, and I hope other African players will take a look at Napoli and never go to that club to contribute their quota, because it doesn't make any sense. They don't respect you as a black person, and the comment from an official of Napoli indicates that.
I mean, in fact, I think there was this time where Osimhen, gave the another league title with Kvaratskhelia, I think in the 22-23 season, where they came out to put, they released a picture, on one of their social media handles, and they put Kvaratskhelia and Maradona beside each other. And people are like, if this man was not even the top assist or something, what happened to the top scorer? Before they had backlash, they received backlash from Nigerians before they had to change that picture. It just shows that Napoli has been playing this sort of game, with Osimhen ever since he was there. Come out and explain publicly what you have with him. They refused to do that. And the player said, look, we know how Osimhen can react. And of course, he said, I can't play for you. Maybe he must have taken it to another extent, to another level, fine, all well and good. But you can't tell me that he cannot react to what you posted. And for me, I think I can only ask how Frank Zambo-Anguissa is surviving at the club. Because he's Cameroonian, he also must have known what he's facing out there. Maybe when a friction happens between him and Napoli, now maybe something else is going to come out, from the Cameroonian. But of course, I don't think that place right now is really safe for Africans at this point, and it's really, really shameful, both for them and also for football generally.
Yeah, very, very shameful. And of course, just to reminisce that video, it was too much.
It was too much.
Saying that it's not a boy, not a girl, and a coconut.
Place your jokes on your Italian players and see their reaction.
The man managing the social media accounts we never heard whether he was fired. And they didn't.
He might still even be there at this
Imagine,
point. He might still be there.
Maybe he's related to Laurentis. That's why he's getting away with it. Because the cover-up for the person who did that is so much. It shows that it has linkage to.
There are better jokes that you can put. What's that?
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
I expect people not to give you a backlash for that.
Let's talk about the big one this weekend. Arsenal must banish their untimely bouts of title race anxiety as the wobbling Premier League leaders head to Tottenham for the North London derby. Manchester City can pile pressure on the Gunners with a win against Newcastle, while Michael Carrick heads to Everton, aiming to bolster his bid to become Manchester United's permanent manager. And defiant Arsenal forward Bukayo Saka is adamant his side will eventually get over the line and end their trophy drought. Mikel Arteta's men are in danger of blowing a commanding position in the title race after successive draws against Brentford and Wolves left them with just 2 wins in their last 7 league matches. Is it exactly 2 wins in the last 7 matches? So have they been playing draws?
Yeah, it's been draws.
The last 7 matches?
And Manchester United lost to Manchester United.
One win.
Yeah, they've won 2 games.
2 games.
They lost to Manchester United and draws.
Wow. That's a whole lot. So anyway.
Yeah.
It's not over until it's over, Maiwa.
Jerry, I said it before. I owe, a charity organization 50,000, any charity organization of your choice, I will donate 50,000 naira to them. I think Arsenal has already lost the league.
My name is Charity, but anyway.
No, your name is not charity organization.
My charity is my middle name is Charity. I will give my certificate to prove it.
But I mean, see, I'm saying it again, and I hope one of the producers will not be angry and cut me off. See, the thing is Arsenal is not winning the league. They are going to draw against Tottenham again. What was Arteta thinking playing Saka as a 10 in that particular game? You have a Berichese on the bench. You decided to experiment against a Wolverhampton side. That's number one. Number 2, how do you throw away a 2-goal lead in this critical stage? It is not that kind of critical game that you'll be experimenting. There was an FA Cup, you could have experimented against a Wigan. He didn't do that. he was playing Eije, in a very important game. The same team that drew you in the first leg, you started to behave like that. To be honest, I don't think Arteta is serious. And if he ends up losing this league again, I think he should be fired. You cannot continue. Yeah, you cannot continue to condone incompetency because you are qualifying for Champions League. And for heaven's sakes, this is an opportunity for them that they want to blow again. And if they don't win the game against Tottenham, it will be very. If they don't win the game against Tottenham, I think Man City begins to lead them, and I don't think they can catch up to Man City again because Igor Tudor is coming in to try and save Tottenham. Remember, Tottenham is also battling for relegation. They are also in the relegation fight. It might not be like that. It might not look like that. They are also in the relegation fight. 1 or 2 more losses, they are deep in the relegation fight. So I'm hoping, for the sake of the heartbroken Arsenal fans for the last 22, 23 years, that Arteta do it. But I don't think Arteta will do it. I think Man City wins the league at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one because something tells me that Tottenham might win this game. And if they do, it will put Arsenal in a very difficult situation. But that does not mean the title race is over for Arsenal.
We used to say that Manchester City, there will be times, we've seen it in seasons past, where they'll just go on the run of 10 games. And if there's one thing you don't want to do as the rival manager, do not let Pep Guardiola be the one chasing you. We've seen it in times past. Don't let Pep Guardiola chase you. 5 points is nothing to Pep. A win against Newcastle now, and Arsenal's legs that have been shaking at the top of the table will shake even more. So, and now, just like Amayawa said, Igor Tudor is coming, he has joined Tottenham. There will be a new manager bounce. Even though maybe in the past 3 seasons, Arsenal has been winning at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but there might be, a different feeling about it this time around. And of course, Tottenham, the enmity between them and Arsenal, they'll be like, okay, fine, we also want to contribute to your downfall. They will want to contribute to the downfall, of course. So I think it's going to also it's going to be a very, very tough game for Arsenal this Sunday. But of course, they have to show that winning mentality. I think they've been suffering from this mental block. I said it somewhere earlier that look, I think Arsenal, they just want to wake up and see that okay, it is May and they want to end the season. I think they are spent, they are exhausted. Even Mikel Arteta, you could see that because a team that has finished back to back in second place, now that he has the chance to win, that pressure is coming. And Pep Guardiola, we've seen that he has boosted the squad, the likes of Marguerite, who has been impressive, Antoine Semenyo, who has also been impressive as well. The attack has changed a little bit. The suffering defense has also gotten like a big boost to it. So going against Newcastle, yes, you can argue that Newcastle might be a tough team for Manchester City to face, but this is a team that they dismantled over 2 legs at the Carabao Cup. Who says they can't do it again at the Etihad? I think it's going to be 2 points, going into the next round of games. And City, because Arsenal is going to be involved this weekend as well, they will have the game in hand. So it's looking really bad for Arsenal right now, to be honest.
All right, and of course there will also be fixtures to look forward to. Manchester United goes away to Everton.
Yeah.
They lost the first game.
Yeah, at Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford. This time around, they're going away. And Liverpool has a tough fixture against Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa is not still out as well. They just 8 points.
For me, I think Aston Villa, technically, they've been very, very inconsistent. I think Aston Villa, one way or the other, they will get, sooner or later, they will be out of the title race. I don't think Aston Villa are really fancied. I think it's going to be between Arsenal and Manchester City. And it's going to go down to the wire. And as for Everton and Manchester United, well, I think Manchester United will want to right the wrongs, at the Old Trafford. 1-0. It was under a different manager with Ben Amorim. This time around is Michael Carrick. And yes, the West Ham game might not have gone as planned, but you could see that there's a new identity to Manchester United, the way they play. The players really want to play now. You can say that West Ham game was an aberration. But of course, I also said it here that, look, the most dangerous team you want to play in the Premier League is a team that is trying to survive. And that was what West Ham, showed Manchester United, in the London Stadium. But this game against Everton, I'm sure the players will also go into that game a little bit with revenge on their mind. And look, because we beat us at Old Trafford, that was under Amorim. This time it's Carrick, and it's going to be a different feeling this time.
Their eye go clear.
I think it's Everton's eyes are clear. No. Manchester United will beat Everton.
Everton has no joy. They've been on form.
But not this Manchester United.
We saw them against West Ham. They're playing good football.
Yeah.
They're playing carry ball.
this is coming from somebody that is below Manchester United. What do you expect? You want Manchester United to
three
lose?
points this weekend. We'll
if
demystify those 3 points.
If the league ends today,
as Liverpool beating
if the league ends today,
yeah.
If the league ends today, you are getting more money than Liverpool. That's just it.
Someone is going to the conference
Don't worry.
league.
I
mean,
COVID
and someone is going to the Champions League.
Someone is going to the conference league.
It's not going to end.
And someone is going to Champions League
with 500 million spent in the conference league.
You want to put your
conference
money
position
that Liverpool will finish ahead of Man United this season.
Jerry, don't
Jerry, don't do
that.
Last time you promised.
I'll be telling you now.
The last time you promised, you said you will wear United jersey throughout the week.
Jersey now.
You will not keep the promise.
It was one edition.
You made the promise on there. You made the promise on there. I didn't keep it.
You know, Man United jersey is scarce because they've not been doing well. People have not been selling it.
I wanted to send one to you. You said no.
No, I wanted to send one. You said no. Send it. If you are ready, send it. But that one has passed. We are on a new ground now. If you finish above Liverpool, I will wear your jersey.
All right, stamped, and
for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks.
2 weeks is too much. That will let me wear my jersey for 2 weeks.
That will be
what is happening? Does that have clothes? I have other clothes I will wear for one edition.
No, we give you different shades. We give you different shades of Man U jersey.
It's a lot.
There are three shades.
You will provide the jersey because me, I cannot. I cannot go to
I'll send you the jersey. I promise I'll send you the jersey.
One jersey is okay for one edition. But if Liverpool finishes ahead of you,
you probably wear the Liverpool jersey as well.
You wear the Liverpool jersey
and the scarf.
Because
obviously I will do that.
We have variety of colors. Anyone you want.
I like this position I am in now.
Anyone you want.
I will do that.
I like this.
And then there will be a charity case.
I'm charity.
We'll take care of the charity people. So it's on record on this edition.
Yeah.
But I know everything will do the job. My Merseyside brother will surely fulfill their responsibility of making it 6 points, 2 out of 2.
Yeah.
Because this Man United side, don't worry. Now small, from draw to loss, from loss to we don't know. We'll try again next season.
But let's see how it's going to go this weekend. But I think I still want to maintain that Manchester United will get a win at Everton.
I understand. And so Man United fans don't want to be on the bad books of Arsenal, right? Arsenal fans and people.
But Arsenal is a team that they beating now. Come on.
Anyway.
Even at the Emirates,
anyway.
the only
Emirates
defeat, the only home defeat for Arsenal this season came at the end of Manchester United.
What Man United has just succeeded in doing this season was just being the spoilers. At a time when Arsenal and Man City needed points, he just came and just spoiled everything.
But with the way the season started for Manchester United, no one will have fancied them to be at this stage, to be honest.
Obviously, that's true.
No one will have fancied them, and at the point they were leading Liverpool with 5 points. No one will have fancied them to be at this stage. Yeah. And yes, since Carey came, it's just been 7 points. How many points? About 13 points because he won
13 points. Yeah.
13 points. And if you put 13 points to what Ruben Amorim has done so far, I mean, you can say Manchester United are on the up, to be honest. I mean, they are on the up.
While we're talking about the team that will not win the league, let's talk about the top 3 anyway.
Yeah.
And of course,
with that same position, now, are you winning the league? So we are not winning the league too.
Don't worry, defending champions they are still defending champions until May, right?
Well, like I said, this is one of the worst defending champions I've seen.
And let them be worse, but
honestly,
at least
500 million pounds conference league.
They are still defending champions. You can't change that.
You don't want to go to the conference league, Jerry.
Anyway, time really fast, but we just have to wrap it up. Big thanks to Maiwa for being awesome on the show. And of course, the Man City Newcastle game is going to be very tough. But I see Man City picking this one. They will not joke with this.
It's at the Etihad Stadium.
At the Etihad Stadium.
All guns blazing, they will come out.
All guns blazing, yeah, definitely. Thanks, Maiwa, for being awesome on the show.
Well, it's always amazing to be here. And I'm hoping by Monday, we'll be celebrating after bottling the league finally.
Wow. Anyway,
hopefully not.
Hopefully not. And I think Ikechukwu would agree with my one on that one.
Yeah.
All right, big thanks to the guys behind the scene talking about the likes of Manfred Adura as well as Paul and Ikechukwu. Sorry, not my own words. From the words of Maiwa anyway. All right, that's how we wrap it up on the locker room. It's been awesome having you. Enjoy the weekend and make sure you keep a date with the weekend kickoff, which comes up on the Saturday edition of our sports package. And of course, we'll return on Monday with Sport Republic with Kizike and of course with Ikechukwu, and we'll follow up with Locker Room, and all our sister programs. Continue to enjoy them on this platform. Until meet again, my name remains Jerry Apeliohai, saying have a great weekend, and up next is Political Lens with Chukwuma Okoro. Stay tuned.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
In a world where power shapes with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy. Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We bring in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand. Wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. Awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not speed. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
Hello there, good evening, and welcome to the weekend edition of Political Lens. I am Chukuma Okoro. In case you don't know, we are broadcasting from Lagos, the center of excellence, and we are streaming live on SLTV channel 264, on YouTube and other social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. You can also be a part of this conversation by joining us by sending WhatsApp messages to the number scrolling on your screen. You can also go to the YouTube comment section and let us know your thoughts on the discussions that we are holding today. Now, let's take you into the discussions we have today. Tension as Obi's Village Boy movement counters Tinubu's City Boys. Obi article to test popularity with direct primaries. 6 hidden changes in the new Electoral Act. And El-Rufai's troubles worsen as missing Daddy Atta's case is reopened. Let's bring in our guests. We've been joined in the studio here in Lagos, where we're broadcasting from by Dr. Peter Anosike. Peter is a philosopher, journalist, business consultant, and political affairs analyst. Good evening, Peter, and thanks for coming to
Thank you for having me.
We'll also be joined in the course of the show by Luka Biniyad. Luka is a veteran journalist and former spokesperson of the Southern Kaduna People's Union, SOCAPO. Now the spokesperson of the Middle Belt Forum. He's going to join us in the course of the show. Now, Peter, let's run into it. Supporters of President Bola Tinubu and former Anambra Governor Peter Obi are intensifying grassroots mobilization ahead of the 2027 presidential election, following the launch of the Village Boys movement in Abuja. Unveiled by its convener, Mazi Tochukwu Ezeoke, the platform positions itself as a civic alternative to what it calls the city boy culture, arguing for end prosperity, service-driven leadership, and accountability over proximity to power and displays of wealth. Ezeoke described the movement as anchored on 3 principles: wealth must follow value, power must follow service, and leadership must follow accountability. While clarifying that it is not anti-urban, he framed the initiative as a moral contrast to politics fueled by access to state resources. He cited Peter Obi's tenure as Anambra governor as an example of fiscal prudence and transparency, stressing that Nigeria needs standards rather than a messianic figure. The group adopted the motto, on board, unafraid, unstoppable, signaling resistance to vote buying and political intimidation. It announced plans for a 2 million man march across all 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, alongside grassroots organizing from village to polling unit level, focusing on civic education, budget monitoring, and election integrity as part of a broader push to reshape Nigeria's political culture towards productivity and ethical governance. Dr. Anosike, let's have your reaction to this development. Clash of ideas to propel and promote governance. Is it commendable or what? What do you see? What do you see happening?
Well,
City Boys movement and City Village movement.
Well, the truth is that I don't even think if there are cities in this country. I don't think if we have cities in this country, because Lagos have been described as one of the most dangerous places to live in the world.
But it's still a city.
That's by your own definition.
No, by urban planning definition.
By your own definition.
The fact, okay.
So I don't even think if or there are cities that warrant city boys.
Okay.
And I don't even know their mission and vision. Understand?
Okay.
And the members that I've seen, that the members of the city boys that I've seen so far, especially from the southeast, are people without integrity, people with questionable wealth, questionable character, and everything.
But Dr. Anosike, I wouldn't want us to reduce the city boy movement to a southeastern thing. I mean, it's
I say those that I've seen, especially in the southeast.
Especially in the southeast.
I don't know of the other areas.
I want us to look at it at a broader level.
They say that charity begins at home. So I'm from the southeast. I'm telling you that the members of the city board that I've seen in the south, from the southeast, are people with questionable character, questionable wealth, no integrity. Understand? No integrity. Everything around them is questionable. So, but from what you read out there from the village boys, politics should be people over profit and moral over money. So for me, I will align more with the village boy than the city boys.
No, okay. Before we get into reasons why you will align with the village boys, rather than the city boys, I want us to look at the city boys movement, at the national level. It is Sheyi Tinubu, the president's son, is the grand patron, so apparently it's powered by him. Sheyi is a lawyer by training. He has a foundation, the Nuela Foundation, that has been doing a lot, for the less privileged, sharing palliatives during Ramadan and all of that. And according to them...
What is his business?
His business.
What is Sheyi's business?
He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. He's a trained lawyer.
Where has he practiced?
UK trained lawyer.
Have you ever seen him in court?
I don't want to...
Have you ever seen him in court? What business is he into?
Hold on.
That he is sharing
he owns a foundation. He could have businesses. He has business.
Mention one.
No, it's not my responsibility.
That's why I'm talking about questionable wealth, questionable character, and so on and so forth.
But he apparently was doing well before his father became president, wasn't he?
What business is he into?
He's a businessman.
What is his own area of business?
Okay, you don't know.
I don't know.
No, the fact that you don't know, the fact that it's not my position to enlighten you. The fact that you don't know.
Since you know, you should enlighten me.
I'm telling you that it's a
That's why I said
the
members of the city boys are people with questionable wealth, questionable character, no integrity. They are just there to avoid EFCC and DSS, period.
Dr. Anosike,
they are just there to avoid EFCC and the DSS.
But in all of this, none of the people that you mentioned, especially if you want us to go to the Southeast, now the people that you mentioned, none of them is undergoing investigations by the EFCC. None of them has been arrested or apprehended by the
Many
EFCC.
of them have cases in court.
That you know?
Obi Kubana has cases in court.
Okay, civil cases or criminal cases?
A case is a case.
No. There are differences. I mean, there are differences. There's a difference between...
Which one do you have in court?
If you
both civil and criminal, which one do you have in court?
I'm at liberty.
And you have cases in court too.
It concerns me.
I said, which one do you have in court?
I'm at liberty not to tell you because it's my personal affair. I'm not the person we are interrogating now.
Okay.
We are interrogating the people you said that have questionable character. And I'm telling you that because you brought in the angle of the EFCC, none of them is undergoing investigation to the best of my knowledge, except and you said they have cases in court, and I asked, is it criminal or civil cases? Anybody can have a civil case. It doesn't matter.
I don't have any.
I said anybody.
I don't have any.
Now, let's get away from all this argument. The guiding ethics, of the City Boy movement, CBM, as I call them, is accountable leadership, inclusive growth, and opportunities for all. While that of the Village Boys movement is wealth must follow value, power must follow service, and leadership
must integrity,
follow accountability.
Moral over money, people over profit, and that's what P2B stood for. That's what P2B is practicing up to date.
Okay, so you don't like accountable leadership and inclusive growth, opportunities.
What have they accounted? Where have City Boys people been tested?
Okay, now you're trying to create more like some kind of division, or you want us to compare notes between the president and Peter Obi, because both movements, one represent are working for the president, one are working for is working for Peter Obi. Is that what you want us to do?
Let us go into it.
Okay, so what do you think that the leadership of this country under the Bola Tinubu administration has not done?
What have they done?
No, Peter.
What have they've done? Nothing. Peter, apart from impoverishing the life of Nigerians, apart from imposing multiple taxes on them, apart from having 141 million people in multidimensional poverty, a country that's supposed to be one of the richest on earth. What have they done?
But they are trying to promote accountable leadership, inclusive growth and opportunities.
On paper. On paper. Politics is about the street.
Okay.